What is up to the two people that are going to actually watch this video? I'm Limo, and today we're going to be talking about Temtem, which I'm sure most of you know what it is if you're already on this video, but the reason I want to talk about it is to let you guys know if it's worth your money or not. And coming from a broke college student, I was really hesitant to actually buy this game, but PS5 doesn't have that many games out to play right now, and considering this one is, well, $37 or $40 when I bought it, it caught my eye because these regular PS5 games are $70 and I cannot do that. But let's get right into it and I'll give you my thoughts. But as a disclaimer, I am not a professional video game reviewer. I'm just some dude that likes Pokemon and video games. So right off the bat, I know everyone's going to compare this game to Pokemon, and I completely understand why, but I want to make it clear that it's not some copy and paste type of game. Like, they actually did some things on their own that are unique, such as the gameplay and combat. This game does not hold your hand like Pokemon does. When I was playing Sword and Shield on my Switch, it felt like I was playing a tutorial, or like I was a dog on a leash just being walked and dragged through every town from point A to point B to point C. But this game is not like that. It's not just some super easy game that you could breeze through, because in Pokemon you could just walk through every trainer super easy. You don't need items. I don't think I ever even used an item in Sword and Shield really, except maybe the last fight. But Temtem, I find myself actually having to need items like all the time to get through stuff. Maybe I'm just bad at the game, I don't know, but I actually have to budget my currency in this game, otherwise I'm gonna go homeless, because you need to be able to buy items in Temtem to survive. Maybe it's just me, I don't know, but you guys can let me know in the comments if you guys have played this. But unlike Pokemon, where I just had so much money in the game, I was a millionaire at 12 years old, that's not the case in Temtem. Some of these battles actually feel like real people, even though it's just an AI or an NPC on the other end. They battle like actual people do. They don't make complete dumb decisions, and I can't remember the last time that I felt that way in a Pokemon game. I guess maybe with like Cynthia, but that was a while back. But this game is actually, I wouldn't say it's hard, but it's definitely not easy. There's a challenge to it. I remember just walking through the forest one day playing the game, and I come across some old lady, and she walks up to me and she wants to battle. Her name was literally Granny, and I got folded by her. I'm talking about I actually lost and had to get teleported back to the center of healing, or whatever they call it in Temtem. Like, I did not expect to get folded by Betty Crocker that day. The combat system is also pretty refreshing. It's not completely just copy and pasted like Pokemon. It's different in the sense that there's no more PP. Instead, there's a stamina bar. So you could use the same move over and over and over and over and over again if you really wanted to, but you use up stamina every time you use a move. And if you go over your stamina bar, you end up damaging yourself, and you have to rest the next turn. This is what they call overexertion. I like this feature. It's something new and fresh, and it also stops people from just completely sweeping an entire team with one Pokemon, or in this case Temtem. And yeah, there's also something called synergy, which is basically a bonus added to certain moves if you have another Temtem by your side that goes along with it. And I can put an example on the screen right now if that's confusing, and you'll understand. So this just means that if I have an Earth Temtem next to me while I use this Aqua Stone move, its damage is going to be increased from 80 to 104, which again is pretty simple, but not every move just gets a damage boost. Some of them will apply toxicity or increase burn damage, something like that. There's also some moves that you cannot just use at the start of a battle off rip. Some moves have a charge up period, I guess you could call it, and you might need a 2 to 3 turns, sometimes even 4 maybe, to use a certain move. And these moves are obviously usually way more powerful, and it's just a pretty good way to balance it so people don't just come swinging out the gates as hard as they can with all their powerful moves off rip. It's just another feature that makes the battling a little more complex, and I like it. I also like how the game is not super linear, because I remember when I played Sword and Shield, it was just depressing how linear that game was. There wasn't much to explore other than the wild area, I guess, but you can only explore that so much before you get bored. But Sword and Shield was just pretty much moving in a straight line from town to town to town, same thing, rinse and repeat. But with Temtem, I feel like there's actually a lot to explore, and there's even a lot of side quests. Like, I have a lot of side quests I did not complete yet, but obviously I have to go back and finish them, but some of them you can't finish without having certain parts completed of the main story. But with that being said, Temtem developers, if you're watching this, please add a fast travel button of some kind, like how Pokemon has the fly ability, where you can fly between towns. Please, please. My 12-year-old feet are killing me. Please. When it comes to the story of the game, I mean, it's a story. It's not really interesting to me, but to each their own. If you like it, you like it. Me personally, I think the storyline is just it's there. And also, the game has been kind of buggy at times, but it's early access, like, what do you expect? But it's been to the point where my game would freeze and I get an error screen on my PS5, and I couldn't turn off the game. I had to turn off my entire PS5 and then restart it, but they actually just patched that not too long ago, I think a couple of days ago. But yeah, you're gonna come across bugs probably, but like I said, it's early access. What can you expect? They also have a competitive aspect of the scene built into the game, and by that I mean there's placement matches and clans and rankings and stuff like that. I haven't gotten into it myself yet because I'm still trying to learn the game, and I actually want to finish the story first and then train my Temtem to build up to that. But once I get into that more, I'm definitely going to make another video on that. But from what I've seen so far, it looks really cool, and it's something that I'm interested in. Can we take a minute to just talk about the soundtrack? Because I just love the soundtrack of this game. Like, I don't even think I need to tell you. I think I'd rather show you. And it just gets better and better the more you play the game. Like, I find myself actually just like dancing in the temporiums when I'm healing up. Like, it's crazy. But that's enough of that. Not really. Here's one more. But that's enough of that. I think you guys get the point now, seriously. When it comes to the actual art style of the game, obviously it's not anything insane and mind-blowing, but that's probably what they were aiming for on purpose. This game isn't meant to focus on graphics, I don't believe, but that's just what I think. But even then, it's not like it looks bad. I like the style. It has that childish style to it that people want from Pokemon, and the colors in this game are great. I love it a lot, and they just use it in such a good way to bring out features of certain Temtem. But before I get into my final answer on whether or not this is worth your money, I just have a couple things I want to point out that I didn't like so much about the game, which is, obviously there's bugs. There's no way around it. It's early access, I understand, and they actually do a good job updating the game frequently and fixing them, but you're still going to come across them. And also, I wish that there were more Temtem available, but I can cut them some slack because the first Pokemon game only had 151 Pokemon, and Temtem right now has 86, but there's room for 141 entries. So I guess we're going to get around 141 Temtem in the full game. And lastly, if they could just spice up the story a little bit more and make it more interesting, because I'm not really interested in the story whatsoever, but maybe it's just me, like I said. I don't know how they want to do that. Maybe add some more intriguing characters, backstory, or cutscenes or something, but it's just the story just was not catching it for me. But then again, I don't play it for the story, I play it for the gameplay because I like this training and catching turn-based RPG style of gameplay. So in conclusion, if you can get this game for the price that I got it at, which was $39.99, and you like Pokemon and you like this style of gameplay, I would definitely say buy it. But if you're not into that, then don't. It's that simple. If you like Pokemon, you're probably gonna like this game. It's not a complete carbon copy though. It still has its own features and some fresh new aspects that I like about it, which I pointed out before. Also, if you buy the game at the price of whatever you see on the store, that price is going to stick with you. So since I bought it at $39.99, I'm going to get the full game without paying any extra since I bought it early. So that's a cool perk. I like that they did that a lot. That's what actually made me buy it, because I knew I was going to want the game eventually, so I might as well buy it while it was cheaper. So that being said, yeah, if you're a Pokemon fan, you have 40 bucks to spare or however much it costs right now, and you want a new game to play, go for it. And I appreciate anyone that even bothered to click on this video. I really do. You guys can like, comment, subscribe if you want to. You don't have to if you don't want to. I can't force you to do anything. I'm not your mom. But yeah, appreciate it. If you guys have any other videos that you want made or games reviewed, anything like that, just let me know, comment it. If I have the time, I'll do it. And yeah, stay safe.